everybody, it's Matt and Dyan. Welcome back to OK Aussie. It is Friday, the 20th of June, 8:43 p.m. Dyan ain't doing too well. Stick around, help me out. Need all the assistance I can get. It's been one of those days, been one of those weeks. She has just been trying to scale down a litre of colon lightly bowel prep because she has gastroparesis, GI tract dysmotility, snail's pace transit, if anything, and needing the industrial strength version of medications to get anything working. Well, of course, we know that's her number one trigger for seizures. Yeah, let's hope we can get in front of. Sweet, okay. Need your hand, please. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, no. You've had some anti-nausea already. You want more? Yeah, that's fine. So you've had some about 15 minutes ago, so about 8:30, some on Downs 4 milligrams. Just giving you a second dose. It's 8:44. Dyan's going a little bit uncognizant. May have some vasovascular syncope. Bluetooth on. Just bringing up her pulse oximetry so we can actually have alarms go off. Volume up. Dashboard on. Now Dyan's been 38 degrees every day for almost 8 days straight. We're 37.5 across both sides at the moment. So she has had some Panadol Osteo 665 today to try and bring temperatures down. Oxygen stats are at 96, heart rate's at 67 beats per minute. Now we've very limited to no real bowel motions over about an 8-day period. Unfortunately, we've had to be slowly and progressively increasing bowel medications to actually get things working. Now Dyan has been quite aphasic, so her speech with aphasia has been quite affected neurologically, so stuttering, slurring and word finding pretty much each and every day. The Tourette's have been off the friggin' chart. I mean, seriously, it's been an all-day event neurologically with that. It's a neurodevelopmental condition as well. So a lot of motor tics, along with obviously the vocalization of tics, copulatic apraxia as well. Blood pressure should be a little bit elevated because she's been drinking, she's been sitting up. When I say drinking, obviously not alcohol, she's been drinking the colon lightly sachet. 104/64, pulse is 61. This is the baseline before. Hot pack's helping your tummy, is it, sweetie? Okay. Oxygen stats are 96, heart rate's at 68. Cycling of the legs, chorea. Happens a lot with dystonia. Now today, she has had some dystonic hypogmetric walking as well, just before we went out for a little activity to Carousel Westfield Shopping Centre. We went to Build-A-Bear for her in the photo booth. You'll see those shorts around. So it wasn't a long outing or an action. She wasn't walking around. She's been obviously in a wheelchair the entire time. She's been resting for a number of days. This was her thing, her one thing to get out and actually try and do something a little bit normal. I can't take the bed down flat, obviously, because of the amount of nausea that she's feeling at the moment. So we've had that dysmetric walking. Now normally when we get that walking, normally affected by dystonia, the undercarriage is dropping. She's not got the ability to walk, so it's a neurological related episode, and ties into the dystonia, which of course is also related as a movement disorder. It's normally a high risk to say, hey, look, there's potential seizure behaviours likely to be seen in a short space of time. Now also the Tourette's we see quite commonly pre-ictal or commonly post-ictal around seizures as well. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Dyan does have Syncope 847. It's consciously gone out. Oxygen starts at 97, heart rate's just dropped down to 56, 55, 54. Quite common vasovascular syncope will occur with a drop in heart rate and a drop in blood pressure at the same time. You can see around the face at the moment the eye is similarly closed, so we're getting segmental cranial dystonia in the face. So when the dystonia happens in the face for Dyan, it will become with blepharism, which is where the eyes aren't able to function in their own right. You'll get oromandibular, where the jaw action will be happening. It might actually fibrillate, shuffle, it might go side to side, it might grind the teeth, which is the bruxism, it might jaw thrust, pushing the jaw out, but quite commonly the eyebrows, eyelids, those muscles, all affected around the basal ganglia, will actually intercede here and not work on their own accord. So none of this is in Dyan's control. These are seen at the same time around the seizures. And the leg action, which is what she's doing at the moment, unfortunately, is also part of this as well. This becomes more of the generalized dystonia, part of the chorea, which is the movement and rhythmical movement of the legs that occur for Dyan. So Dyan has 22q 11.2 deletion syndrome. It's a chromosomal disorder, genetically. She is missing a microdeletion on the long arm of the 22nd chromosome. That means she's missing about 30 to 50 genes, 3 million DNA building blocks, and that for many patients means there's anywhere up to about 185 clinical different symptoms that you can get with the condition. Okay, bud. Now Dyan's got a very mixed media approach to these neurological events. It's a combination. The partial vasovascular syncope can occur quite often throughout. That's where the heart rate drops. She may not be getting enough blood flow to the brain during those, so that's why she was passing out. The tics, part of the Tourette's, and also preemptive into seizures. What we're trying to hopefully avoid here is going into tonic-clonic seizures. She's had all her normal night medications. So I'm fully up to date for that, except for the very last lot at 9. So we do stage medications from 5:15 in the afternoon and through. She's had some antihistamine as well. She should be actually having some antihistamine very shortly. She's had some melatonin. I know, sweetie. It's the problem with the drink. The Colin Lightning is designed for that. It's the whole idea of it. So quite commonly for the bowel medications, we're working with things like Movicol. This is actually a chocolate flavour, which makes it a lot more digestible, palatable, easier to do. She's had a couple of these today already, along with also the TANs, which is an American herbal laxative, a bit like a Coloxal and Senna sort of approach. It's very similar. So it's very similar to that sort of medication, but slightly different again. But we've done a colon nightly tonight, a prep for the bowel to actually clean that out and try and get it emptying for her. Industrial strength, as I said. Now this is one of the juggles that we have, and why when we're doing preparation for gastroenterology, ironically, conversation about that today, Dyan was recently in hospital to try and do a preparation for her gastroenterology procedure, a colonoscopy and endoscopy. It involves fully cleaning out the bowel. You'd have to have 4 to 5 Dyan's cat sometimes up to 6 or 7 of those sachets to fully cleanse, so the bowel actually comes through. In the sitting up position, it's better for her nausea, but she can easily pass out and tip either which way, so we are keeping an eye on her while we're doing this. The audible alarms are on the device, so if she triggers below threshold for me of either heart rate or oxygen, then the alarms will tell me. So recently she was going for a procedure. She wasn't able to go through that procedure. That had to actually be aborted. We're actually in the process of rescheduling. And in fact, on Monday, I'm actually going in to meet with the head of gastroenterology at the hospital and the gastroenterology nurse unit manager to have a sit down conversation about the protocols and preparations for Dyan to keep her safe, and the monitoring that needs to happen, because obviously we can have cardiac related events, respiratory related events, neurological between the dystonia, ticking, which is what this action here is at the moment. It's like a lip smacking repetitive action. So Monday I'll be going in the afternoon to meet up with the medical team, care team for that side, so that we can coordinate the other parts to keep Dyan safe and work on a procedure so that she's not highly at risk in the hospital. Well, I know it sounds crazy, but you've actually got to prepare for these sort of things very carefully with a multi-systemic complex patient, which is what Dyan happens to be. Now, patients with 22q, many of them will have GI tract related issues such as the gastroparesis. 65% of them will have seizures, which is the type that Dyan has as well, multi-different faceted types of seizures. No, you're not going to fall over. Come back. Hand bump. Syncope 853. Oxygen stats are at 97. Heart rate's just dropping down now at the same time. So it's gone from 65 rapidly down 55, 54, 53. So it's just gone from a drop of 65 down to 54 in that action syncope. So that's where the vasovascular syncope comes into play here. We need cardiology to look at that, along with the arrhythmias, the postural tachycardia syndrome that Dyan has as well, which is why her blood pressure is very low. Bradycardiac heart rate is normally around that 50, 52 as an average. It's currently sitting on 53 right now. At the very least, we're not having an oxygen dropout. That's a really good thing. I'm actually happy that we don't have an oxygen saturation dropout problem at the moment, but that's not to say it's not going to happen. These things can occur quite easily, and unfortunately go into the 80s and down low into the 70s for saturated oxygen, which is not good for her. So keep an eye on respiratory rate, which is her breathing. Just make sure that she's doing okay. So she's only had early signs of tics, early signs of some dystonia type actions, some of the syncope. So far, at least we're not going, fingers are crossed here, not into tonic-clonic seizures. Really don't want or wish that upon her, but we're just mindful, and if I need to give other medications. Now, during the bowels, that can actually cause inefficiencies for swallowing. Hey, gorgeous. Yeah, you're right there, Bubba. Can you swallow for me at all? Because I need to give you some extra clonazepam just to try and help with the Tourette so it doesn't start to blow out. I know, you don't really feel like wanting to have medications. I know, I really do get it. Say no. Say no to drugs, everybody. You're being a big brave girl. I know you are. Oxygen stats at 97, heart rate's back up to 69. Leg thrashing, leg motions are going to be part of the generalized dystonia. We're getting very intense grimacing in the face, which is the dystonic action right now. Very intense face talk. Let's have a look to see if I can capture that. Try and slow your breathing down. Deep breaths, honey. Heart rate's just accelerated up, of course, with that motion. Maximus is floating around. He's trying to keep an eye on Mum as well. It's currently 8:56 p.m. It is Friday evening. Just a little bit, Possum. I know your tummy needs to pop. Now, I'm not putting a Bluey down onto the bed during this. Dyan does actually have pull-ups on, just to give her some sense of dignity and protection during all of this. Unfortunately, during these sort of phases, and particularly if she goes into seizure, it's going to be pretty hard to manage. Going to the toilet, which is part of the routine that she needs to be able to do as well. I know, sweetie. I know. I know. Now, for the last 9 or so, 10 days, we've been having very high temperatures, 38 degrees Celsius. Febrile, so anything above 37.5 is a febrile temperature. So when it's 38, we get a little bit more concerned with that. And it hasn't been doing all that good. We've been having to use Panadol Osteo and cooling solutions to try and bring that down for her. The electrolyte imbalance that occurs with this is primarily why it's affected. Slowly breathing. Need to hyperventilate. Hey, 58. Come on, he's doing so well. Slow it down, Possum. Mandible is going through opening and closing rapidly actions at the moment. Ticking. Dystonia with epilepticism in the face and oromandibular engagement. Oh, sweetie. Got to be very careful that nothing gets caught in material so that she doesn't pull the toes. We don't need her to obviously dislocate toes or anything like that. So I'm just going to pull the blankets totally down. That way her toes and feet can't get caught, snagged. We don't want her to have an avulsion or break toe. Dyan's also got hypermobility with ergostenos, so she can very easily dislocate and sublux joints. Oxygen stats are good at 96%, heart rate's at 66, dropping, 60. Syncope again, 859 with the drop in the heart rate matching, 57, 56, 55. Oromandibular and other activities in the face. So we've got segmented cranial dystonia. We'll keep an eye now to see whether any of the perimeters also have any other sort of dystonic features. We can sometimes get those in the hands and or feet. There's no contractures being seen across them at the moment. They're all fine, but you can see the activities that's going on in the face. Max is playing in the other room during all of this. Tic action across the upper torso. Hey, sweetie. Yeah, right. So we're going in and out. In and out. Alright. Oxygen stats at 95, heart rate's at 59 at the moment. We record this for the clinical team so that they've got observations whilst we're also receiving clinical information about what's going on. Room temperature is exactly 24.1 degrees currently, and it is 12 degrees outside. We've got an unusual right roll contraction seizure. Okay, tense contracture in the foot. It's alright. It's alright. Calf or foot only? Foot. Okay. The immediate electrolyte imbalance change that will actually trigger with the whole contractures. So it's like having intense cramps. Not letting go at all. It's incredibly painful. All I can do is dig my fingers in, release the cramp. It's alright, Bubba. It'll come out. Working it through right now. You're okay. Got Syncope 901, Oxygen 897, heart rate's at 55. Just come back out. Just going in and outs at the moment. Syncope 902. So we're going in and out with the pain threshold. It's cycling. The contraction I can feel right now in the dorsiflexion motion of the right foot. Oxygen sensor at 95, heart rate's down at 50. We'll probably get some alarms going off in a moment. First alarm threshold is set to 50. It's fluctuating 50, 51, so we've got a bit of increase going up. Ticking in the upper body and the left arm at the moment. Come on, baby. Yeah, I don't think so, Google Nurse. Not right now. We have Google Home Automation set for reminders. That helps us to know when to take certain medications. I'm very, very warm. Oxygen's 96, heart rate is 51. Same as before. It's okay, boo. She's had such a good day today. What a total counterpoint. What a real prick of a thing to have as a counterpoint to such a great day. Build-A-Bear. She's had a fantastic time at Build-A-Bear, baking her own, specific to her bear that she's wanted. She's been talking about it for a while. Took her out as a surprise to be able to do that today. We also went to the photo booth. It's the photos that are up there you might be able to see. A fun, novel activity, and this is a sort of paying the price. It's not from the outing, it's actually unfortunately the build-up of the bowels. We know that she had to do the bowel medication, she wasn't getting anywhere. She was getting fully distended, as you can see through here, the distension. She's up a couple of different sizes. She's, you know, imagine changing 3 or 4 dress sizes in the course of the day, and that's really what the gastroparesis does for her. But unfortunately, going with the medications to get things moving puts a lot of pressure on the heart, changes the chemistry of the body, particularly the electrolytes, and tips her over. Still in syncope, 904. Heart rate's at 52. Oxygen stats are at 96. Heart rate's at 51. Now she still had 1 cup to actually go. She hasn't finished the actual delivery of the cold and nightly, so if we're looking at it, she's probably done 750 mils out of a litre, so 3/4 of the way there. Not going to be able to obviously complete that. She's had 2 Movocols today, 2 lots of the herbal Tams, and that's nothing for her. That doesn't even scratch the side. You know, she can have up to 6 of the herbal Tams in the course of the day. This is what gastroparesis does, and then when you're having to manage the condition, this is what the whole body is reacting with. Coming around, 905. Hey sweetie. Hey gorgeous. Hello beautiful. Get yourself comfortable. Yep, that's okay. If you're tired, you can roll over. That's perfectly fine. That's the bag. What do you need? Up or down? You got Zara? Okay. Feeling tired post-seizure event is what we expect. That also coincides with like the yawning actions. These are the things that we look for to say it's the conclusion of a seizure set. However, normally during this phase we're going to get a lot more dystonic, generalized dystonia action. So that's again the whole generalized dystonia of the chorea, the leg motion. The dystonia not only goes there, but we'll probably get around the face, more activities, more contractures. We might even go into more of a seizure. Good job, boo-boo. I know, you're not comfortable at all. You're not a happy camper. There's not much that I can do except wait at this point in time and obviously work with any of the symptoms that she might have. If she's going to be sick, then I need to help her with that. Bring the hair out of the way loosely, just in case we're having to deal with more noise as this progresses. If she's going into more seizures, then we have ASMs, emergency anti-seizure medications that I can apply. The efficacy levels of the medications that she may have had during the course of today is probably not functioning all that wonderfully well. It loses that ability to absorb in when she's got the gastroparesis, so it's not absorbing into the bloodstream, or it can dispel out very quickly, so we don't get the normal levels of efficacy that we expect and need from the medications. Oxygen stats are currently at 93%, heart rate's a little bit more accelerated at 63 beats per minute. The temperature is still quite on the warm side. Hoping that the Panadol that she's had is going to help to bring that down. You can hear Max the cat in the background, still working, playing. So she's had an activity today. It's been a fun activity. That's also going to add to fatigue, and with fatigue, post-exertional malaise. She's been resting up for days, so she was getting a little bit stir crazy, housebound, particularly in the winter weather that we have here in Perth. So it was important for her to have an activity of getting out, doing something fun, and enjoying that component. We've had some success with a bit of a backing down from the hospital approach. And dealing with the WA Health Minister, Health Department, and executives at the hospital with my communications recently. They're realising the complexity of Dyan's and her needs for accommodations, for accessibility and processing on how to manage her as a complex patient under their care to reduce the risk. So that's why I'm going in on Monday to have conversations and planning for the preparation to better manage on the ward, inboarding time as a patient coming in, starting of medications in the cycle, doing these sort of bowel cleanse out procedures, having the appropriate monitoring in place so that we can actually keep an eye on heart rate and oxygen, having the teams ready, obviously to the cannula to be able to deliver other medications, keeping her nutrient levels up during that so her energy doesn't dip, not doing things in the middle of the night so she can at least sleep and rest. Because if she doesn't, then she's more at risk when she goes into procedure on the table with obviously the team. Even though the anaesthetist is very well prepared for managing this, it's the risk of having to then put her into acute care immediately afterwards, or might not even be able to go ahead with procedures if her body's reacting and doing this sort of thing and not responding to general anaesthetic. So there's a lot of things that we have to manage, but we're at least having conversations. They're recognising my position as Dyan's EPG, which is an enduring power of guardian. So I'm not taking Dyan into the hospital Monday. I'm going in on her behalf to manage the conversations and the preparations and the planning around that, which is sensible. What's the point of dragging her in when she can't participate equally, when she's got auditory processing, autism, executive functioning, we've got the Tourette's that throws into it, which is quite distracting, the ADHD and the OCD, the brain goes off in different tangents. It can become quite stressful. You can see some contractions through the mouth, through the nose, through the facial muscles at the moment. She's really trying to open up and flare up in the nostrils to get a lot more oxygen in, which is interesting. Oxygen levels look around about 92 at the moment. Still having a lot of ticking action, so be mindful of that. And it's hard, you want to try and balance this sort of thing out with electrolyte drinks. Oh, sweetie, you need to explode, you need to go. You need to get that alien out. No. Good girl, you're trying so hard. She's been so ticky just for so long now. The Tourette's has been in hyperdrive mode. And it's exhausting. It's really an exhausting thing to actually process, and it takes over, it consumes, you know, particularly with complex tics and particularly complex vocalizations. So it's controlling thought processes. And remember, she's not in control. So she's off on tangent. She's going through all of this and having to try and manage it. And that's why we haven't really been out in the public too, because you don't want to try and interface with the public when you're feeling as crap as that and having no control of your body parts, no control of what your mind is doing, and no control of what your vocalization of those things can be. And that's where the copulati comes in. 5 to 10%, probably about 5% of those people with Tourette's will have inappropriate swearing and language as well. The copraxia is the inappropriate, signals and signs that can be done as well. So it's not seen in all cases, but for Dyan, it's naturally, why wouldn't she? Of course she's going to have that as well. She's got a lot of things on her plate with 22Q, as we all know if you've been following the channel. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe and hit that notification bell. Join in the conversation that's happening in our community. We've got the new community feature now added to our YouTube channel, so you can engage in a better way now in sharing information, pictures and uploads and things yourself that's relevant in the conversation and the threads, and we look forward to that as we go on going. Oh, sweetie, careful of your toes. There's so much force that can come behind these things. If you try and control one action from not happening, it's like electricity, it has to discharge somewhere else. And unfortunately, if I was to try and stop the tics from happening here, it's going to come out and release in another location. This is how it operates and works. There is no control over that. I know, Bill, I wish you could just fall asleep and not have to do this. We've got bowel meds to finish off. You've got toileting to do. You're struggling with the right eye at the moment. No, I don't think so. Say no. Say no to drugs. Say no to drugs. It's one of our little internal jokes. It's okay, Papa. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm always there with you. You know that. You'll be safe. Nothing's going to happen to you. But as you said yourself today, you so desperately need this procedure. You need to see what's going on inside of there, both from the top down and up. You've got so many things, polyps and things to be removed. There'll be a lot of inflammation in the bowel. It's going to be very irritable. It's going to react to touch. There'll be discoloration in the bowel, which comes from using laxatives as a consistent. It actually changes the colour of the bowel. We know there's infections in her as well. There's so many things that she has to deal with. Oh, I know, honey. You're melting an ice block, and that's really what it's like. You're melting the ice block down from the sides until it's smaller, and you're bringing the blockages down. Do you want a bag? No. I can give you some CBD, which will help with your nausea as well. You want to sit up a bit more or change position, take the pressure off your stomach. You can do some pressure pointing on the wrist, see if that helps you a little bit.
Max is having fun.
I know, Max the kitten, the ragdoll kitten, is having fun. You're not having any fun, are you? Let's go over and check the obs and see what the stats are actually doing at the moment. Max at the moment is actually out here playing with the red light. That's, you can see a little light flashing. I've set up to distract him. Dyan's heart rate is currently at 58 beats per minute. Oxygen stats are at 96%. I'm really glad that we're not having an oxygen crisis at the moment, and I'm so glad that we're not going into any major cardiac related issues. You're just feeling really crap. The Tourette's, the Dystonia, some mild seizure activity. What else are we going to have tonight? Come on. This is life with complications. This is life with a multifaceted, dynamic condition. Lots of pain. I mean, people don't understand that. Even just having Ehlers-Danlos, which is a hypermobility, a connective tissue disorder, that itself, you start with level of 7 out of 10 pain every time you wake up in the morning, particularly dealing with subluxations and dislocations, joint instabilities. Then you throw into these things, your body's doing all these involuntary movements, ticking, motor movements, sometimes ballistically, sometimes they're causing contusions and bruises, tears. Sometimes they're causing dislocations, avulsions, breaks. Oh, sweetie, be careful of your toes. I don't need you hurting yourself.
Is it good? Is it all? Is it good?
I can give you some medication to slow that part of things down. Are you able to swallow for me?
What?
I need to give you a clonazepam.
Yes.
I know. Would you like some of your special Coke with that to make it taste better?
No.
Water. Okay, I need to give... I know you don't like it, and I know you don't want to, but I need to give you some medication, honey bunny.
I feel sick.
I know, sweetie.
I feel sick.
Let's sit you up a little bit.
I can't put anything in.
Just a little one for me, please. It'll just help your body slow it all down and not hurt yourself further. What drink would you like?
I can't do things properly.
Just have a little one of this. What drink would you like?
Why am I so difficult?
You're not difficult, you're just different. And different is not less. Right, I'm going to give you this. What drink would you like? What's best for your taste? Coke?
I feel really sick.
I need to give the medication to you, Bubba, so it works. Okay, I'm so sorry. I know it's not much fun. I agree. I'm going to take that. I'm going to get you the Coke, yeah? Come on, my big brave girl. I know you can do this. Come on. Breathe out and push it out, and then swallow straight away in one action. Here we go. Good girl. Well done. Don't need to have much. Just a little bit. That's it. Okay. That's going to help relax some of these muscles and hopefully stop some of the ticking and help stop some of the dystonia from happening. Okay.
I feel sick.
I can give you a little bit more of the ondansetron if you'd like to try that.
I can have 3.
Yes, you can. Okay. Because we really don't need the adverse reactions of you with GERD and reflux and throwing up. So let's actually try and actually subdue that level down for the moment, yeah? Oh, Bubby, you're so tired as well.
I had a fun day.
I know, right?
Now
Oxygen stats are 96,
Where?
heart rate's 59. Okay, put this underneath your tongue for me. There we go. 4 milligrams on ondansetron. Current time is 9:21.
Ew.
Yeah, I know, Papa. Doing okay? This is not the way you want to start your weekend, is it? You've got some big projects on the go that you'd like to do. You've got some art, you brought some oil pastels today to do some nice artwork.
Yes.
That's pretty cool, isn't
I'm
it?
really excited.
And you've got some watercolour paints to start doing some watercolour artwork in bed. And you've got some nice watercolour paper to work on that. So that's some of your future projects.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It is exciting.
Oh.
Do you want to show the people at home what you got from Build-A-Bear?
Okay.
Okay. So this is, does she have a name yet?
Poppy.
It's Poppy. Poppy, who is a roller skating from Build-A-Bear. This is what you've designed. You've got the Build-A-Bear.
Yes.
It's got sparkly sequin bows in the hair, on the wrist. She's got a drink,
Like me.
just like you. And she's wearing a sparkly type of leotard with a halter neck.
Her knickers are
She's got pink knickers, there you go. She's got very much rainbow coloured sparkly boots on with pink laces, sneakers. And of course the multicoloured,
glitter.
you used to do roller skating, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's glitter and it's got this.
It's got the stoppers on as well. So that was a cool activity. It's got a heart inside. If you press, you'll actually hear a heartbeat, won't it? You'll feel it. Can you feel the heartbeat?
See if they can hear it.
Let's hold it up close and see whether you can hear it if I squeeze it. Did you hear that? It goes for about 3 times. Boop, 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 boop.
She needs pajamas for hospital.
She needs pajamas to go to hospital, does she?
I'm sick.
Okay, so we need some change of clothes for that. And Zara's her teddy. Well, they did look actually very similar, same sort of colour, so they're all decked out. But she needs an outfit for hospital so that she can go to hospital with you. Okay, sounds good. Makes sense to me. If you're not aware, Dyan is a little bit different to the rest of us. She, a part of her 22Q, means she's had global developmental delays, intellectual developmental delays. Neurocognitively, Dyan's around about 18 years of age. She has decreased in her abilities and efficiencies, and I think that's neurologically the impact of having probably 13 plus years of so many thousands of seizures, not just obviously absent and myoclonus seizures, atonic drop seizures, tonic clonic seizures, focal aware and with impaired awareness seizures. She's had a lot going on, but over 1,000 tonic clonic seizures over the years. And these things have actually started to affect her from dysphagia, ability to swallow, aphasia, her ability to be able to talk. You're not pregnant, but I won't tap it hard. What are you? You look about...
6 months.
You're 6 months pregnant for you.
That's me, 6 months.
Yeah, no. You've gone up 4 or 5 dress sizes now in one day.
I have big dresses for that.
You do, for that very purpose. And we do actually have multiple size clothing exactly for that reason, because unfortunately that's one of the issues that you have to deal with when you've got a stomach that has to adjust so much, and organs that move and hyperflexibility that go with it all. They can lie down, they can chill out. They're okay over there. The best friends over there? Cool. Well, they're all decked out. We're all decked out. How are you feeling at the moment? Your legs are still writhing, I noticed. Do you have any head pain? Tummy pain's easing. Your eyes aren't opening fully yet. You've got a bit of facial neuropathy on the right-hand side eyebrow.
Able to a few times.
Okay. So I can see that that's the blepharism that's affecting how your eyes operate and the eyelids and the muscles around the eyebrows. All that comes from the basal ganglia. So that signaling causes the nerves and obviously then the muscles to contract and do different things. She's got no control of it, which is really frustrating for her. So when you're needing to be going to the toilet, the last thing you need to do is having your body go into paralysis, not function, can't walk, can't do the things. He's got the laser light. Max is over there. He's actually not falling asleep. He's just sitting there relaxed watching the laser light. A gentle pour that will go out occasionally to try and get the laser light. Oxygen stats are at 97%. Heart rate's at 54 beats per minute. 52. Seems fairly stable around that sort of level at the moment. The dystonia seems to be slowly easing off, and I'm hoping with the medications that I've now applied that that's the case. Still very, very ticky, missing.
I got my finger.
Why would you do that?
And it's not intentional.
I know it's not intentional, but it doesn't help if you hurt yourself, does it?
I think I broke my wrist.
Yeah, can I have your wrist for a moment?
It's broken.
Okay, can I have your wrist for a moment?
It's broken.
Thank you. Okay, let's try and show
Oh,
you that.
my patrons.
Yes, I can actually feel that.
Just don't press too
I'll try not to.
hard.
Just understanding that too, and it is very sore.
Look at it.
Okay,
Look
don't
at it.
slap yourself, you silly
Look at
duffer.
it.
The deprutans is quite an interesting. It's also tied into being
It's
a
just
muscular
useless.
contraction. So if your hand is normally flat like
I'm
this, with the
just
deprutran,
joking.
these muscles, palmofacial muscles, actually in the tendons specifically, they start to contract and they start to curve in and become rather much like this. Now, for 22Q patients, some of them will actually get this, and if you've got Burlos-Stanlos hypermobility, there's a high precedence level of getting things like, thank you, deprutans.
No, I
It's
think
because
you're
of the
being
type,
Luigi.
thank you, it's because, I don't want to be Luigi, it's because of the type 3 collagen defect that's going on in the skin, and it's overproducing, also in combination with a vitamin D3 deficiency. Now we know that Dyan cannot produce vitamin D3 efficiency. We know that she's iron low and anemic all her life has been. Certain vitamins, B1, 6 and 12, deficient. Zinc, deficient. So that's part of her condition and part of having pyrroles. There's a lot of autistics that can have the pyrroles. So if you are autistic, do ask your GP to check for pyrrole disorder and to see.
Either.
It's not a pie on a roll. No, it's not.
Wish.
That's very literal of you, but it's called pyrroles with a Y. It's spelt with. It just means that you're going to have deficiency to send it overseas. I know, because they can't test everything here in Australia. We don't have the labs to do that properly.
This cylinder looks like it should be in space.
It is. It's a cold storage transport.
They put it in there and they send it to sit in it.
Exactly, sit in it. So with the Dupuytren's, it actually is more common. It is a genetic.
Painful.
Excuse me. So it is a genetic condition. It's very, very painful. It's going to actually get worse rather than better. I know. It'll spread to other fingers in the contractions as it actually occurs. The deficiency of the D3, it is, exactly, and that's 100%. 100%. Those contractions, these gnarly type hands and positions, these contractions are caused by these tendons progressively. So it's going to start with soreness of the pads. It extends to the fingers starting to contract in and limiting of movement. So that means you're not going to be able to move and open your hand, hold glasses and things like that properly. So they can do a range of things. One of the processes are obviously hand therapy, getting splints, so you actually counteract by having a night splint, so you actually counteract the stretch at night time. Massaging 3 times a day, doing exercises where you actually work all your fingers progressively with a lift and hold exercise, and you do that several times a day. Well, what you're doing is you're actually trying to counteract the contraction of the tendons and stretch them out. So doing the massage, doing the stretching, using heat cream. Your vitamin E is meant to help a little bit topically. The research has been a bit mixed on that one, but it can actually help a little bit. Increasing magnesium, which actually helps with obviously inflammation. Turmeric in your cooking can actually help with inflammation. So those are the sort of things that you can actually do from that side. There is some Syncope injections that you can have, which actually breaks down the tendon, so allows it to then stretch out. Surgically, they can go in and actually just nick the little tendons, and because they're nicking, they can then actually stretch the fingers out without fully cutting them. Otherwise, then there's zigzag surgery, patching that they can do at the main joints to actually open these things up. So a lot of steps beforehand, but it is a progression, 3 different type levels. Nordic, Scandinavian people are more likely to have that. Males are more likely to have that. But that's your granny side. Yep. So that's where genetically, they're still working out the research. But interestingly, it's more tied into vascular EDS than any of the EDS 13 subtypes happens to be. So if you have this, heads, hypermobility, you're likely to also have V. EDS. V stands for vascular, which is the heart side of things. Yep.
And heads is veds.
Heads is veds. Yeah. So while we're having this conversation, you notice that Dyan's becoming more cognizant. I think we're out of the seizure mode, so she's able to come around now. She's able to think and have a communication.
Yeah, I can really think.
Well, you're talking, which is a good thing. I've seen also that you've yawned a few times, which is what I look for to say, hey, it's relaxing. She's she's releasing the tension, so we're not getting that. We're not getting as much of the dystonic action, which is really good. Oxygen stats are solid at 97, heart rate's at 54 and consistent, so we're not getting a lot of flapping and fluctuations.
The possum is awake because it's night time.
The possum is awake.
What is this?
That was my tying of your hair.
You are not good at it.
Okay, I've got to work on that one apparently.
So
I'm not going to sit down and do a nice braid, a French braid or something, you know. Come on, I'm just going to quickly wrap your hair out the way.
Good.
Jeez.
High five.
High five gently with your Dupuytren's. If you have Dupuytren's,
hand,
not just pad pain, but actual Dupuytren's and contractions, do let me know in the comments. Again, it's one of those things where there's a high precedence of it starting to actually be seen. It's been known for a long years. Australia is actually one of those countries that are actually leading the research and the science in this particular space, which is actually good to know. Health Director's got some good information on Dupuytren's. There are a range of things. It is really important to realise if you've got this is to get onto it early for early intervention so that it doesn't then become a disfigurement and you're losing movement. You can get modifications, different cutlery and glasses and things that make life easier to be able to do things. But let's actually get to it. But no, we can do things well before that. There is a medication that was available from the States, which was working really, really well, but that's actually been pulled off in Australia because it's so expensive. It was approved by the FDA, Zyonize, I think it's called. So that's no longer available, but there's some new research out of the UK of a medication that they've found for Dupuytren's, which seems to have really good results and is working. So there is some good research in the space. Keep your eye open if you have that particular type of condition. Now remember, with all these conversations and Dyan's management, we're not medical experts to tell you what to do. That's what your own primary care physician or specialist is for. So please do go and see them if you have any medical concerns to get diagnosis, management and care. We're sharing Dyan's life with 22q, 11.2 deletion syndrome, a chromosomal disorder, and what she goes through. Dyan. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Did you realise I was just clicking in front of your face just then? Did you hear that? Okay, so we're still probably coming out of it. It's 9:32. Oxygen stats at 96. Heart rate's at 54. Bit of mild focal contraction on the right hand. Both feet don't have any focalized contractions. Left hand is fine. Oh, it's going to be one of those nights, isn't it? So 37.2, temperatures continue to go down a little bit. Yeah, still passing in and out a little bit for me. Just going to take your blood pressure. Yeah, you are. That's your roller skates. Imagine if they could fit on your feet. Imagine how you'd go around the house with roller skates. You could. It reminds me of that spider in Harry Potter where they do the spell and they put the roller skates on the spider and you've got 8 legs with roller skates.
That's funny.
I think that's pretty damn funny. Personally, it'd be like you going around this house with roller skates in between your balance with ataxia and neurology. Who knows what might happen out of all of that. So we're still going, people. We're not out of the woods yet. Heart rate's down to 50, oxygen stats are at 97, and there's the first of the alarms. Heart rate's dropping down 49, 48. Back to the face, we're getting oromandibular dystonia. You're seeing the jaw thrusting activities, the lip pursing. Heart rate's just poked back up again. Oh, baby. (101/63), 51 on the reading for the blood pressure.
Yeah.
So, sweetie, your heart's starting to drop. Do you have any heart pain at all? Chest pain?
No. Yeah.
Pain around the right ear.
Skull's gonna crack.
Okay, you've got swelling and inflammation and encephalitis happening in the brain.
Wow.
Okay. The nausea is lower, so it's a good thing. It's currently 9:35. You're going in and out on me.
Wake up.
I know. It's not your fault. You're careful of your palms. They're very tender and sore with your Dupuytren's. Your heart rate is dropping down.
Name.
I know it is.
Dupuytren's.
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 Say that 5 times fast backwards. Go.
It's like the word disgusting or something.
Right.
I'm
I'm just moving Poppy a little bit out of the way just in case you go into a seizure and have to roll over. I don't want you to have roller skates in your brain.
Sarah lies on his side.
Yes, well that's a good thing for her. She's happy lying on her side.
She is.
Exactly.
I just feel yucky.
I know, it's okay. I'm here. We'll get through this.
Yucky.
It's okay. Your bowels are processing. It's going to cause a lot of pain.
Alien.
Yeah. Do you have any contractions?
Something's gonna come out of my stomach.
I don't think we'll show you the Alien movie. I think that
I
might.
saw it.
Oh no.
I've never forgotten.
Okay. Not a good thing to show you. You have a very visual memory. You have a didactic photographic memory. I get that.
It's not
Oxygen
good.
stats are 97%. Heart rate's around about 59 beats per minute, which is good. Some yawns are going, which means we're not getting the seizures from the relaxation. But your heart rate keeps dropping down, which is what this condition does. And I can still see you've got dystonia.
Condition?
Which one is it, hey?
Which one?
Which one, hey? That's the catch-22. You have so many things going on, and that's why catch-22 is one of the names used for 22q11.2 deletion syndrome. And in the old days, it used to be called a range of things. Velocardiofacial syndrome, DeGeorge syndrome, Schwitz's disease. Schwitzen. I know, right? You thought Dupuytren's was bad enough. Yeah, well, it's named after the people who find these things, who discover them.
German?
I'm guessing that Schwitzens was probably German, a bit like Georgians. You know.
Is that why I got it? Because I'm 11.8, is it?
Might be because of your genetics just somehow. 97% oxygen, 59 on the heart rate. It is 9:39 p.m. And she's back.
I don't know where I am.
Well, at the moment you're at home in your bed. You've had some bowel medications, which is not making you feel terribly good. Neurologically, it's affected you.
I'm in hospital.
So who?
Oh, at least I'm not in hospital.
At least you're not in hospital doing this, correct. For the moment.
No, I didn't go.
That's okay. I'm going to make sure things are comfortable and safe as I talk with the team and we look at these exact clinical videos to actually look at. This is just not even 3/4 of a colon nightly. She has to have between 5 to 6 litres of colon nightly over a 12 or so hour gap.
Get good at making broth.
Bone broth, chicken broth,
No, not bone broth.
beef broth. What's your favourite? Chicken broth?
Beef.
Beef is best, okay. It is a good in-between to help you as you go through. Clear fluids are obviously important as you're doing bowel cleansing. You've also got to keep the hydration levels up. Just because you're taking things like colon and oil doesn't mean you're being hydrated. You've got to look at your electrolyte levels as you go along. And for patients like Dyan, where her electrolytes go all out of whack, it contributes to what we're seeing tonight. Like I said, this is only 3/4 of a colon nightly. So imagine if I was doing 5 or 6 or so colon nightlies with her.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, it's really hurting.
I know, but is your jaw out at all?
No.
Commonly the jaw will go out and dislocate or sublux in the transmandibular joint, which is just here.
It's so hurting.
Okay, let me just have a look at this point here. Okay, and down here. Okay. And let's just pull that out. That helps, doesn't it? Makes you look funny. Noticing that your right eye is still fully closed, so the blepharism, the left eye is about 3/4 closed. She's got no ability to open and close and control. That's the blepharism, which is affecting it. Mork and Mindy, nanu. You remember that one? Oxygen sets at 97, heart rate's at 52. Still feel we're going to have some more cardiac crisis drops at the moment, which is why we're going to continue to monitor. And during the night, we'll have the night watch seizure detection device on, which is a wearable seizure detection device, so that we can actually monitor Dyan's heart rate in case it suddenly stops in the middle of the night, and a loud audible alert can go off, so it will draw my attention to her so that I can keep on top of her. We obviously have the Semi-3 camera right behind here, which is always monitoring Dyan. Come here, Papa.
Just pull that
I will.
down.
I will.
That
And you know what that
one's
also helps?
That's okay, that one.
This also actually helps your vagus nerve by actually pulling the inside of your ear down, which actually does give some relief, but also can trigger, and that's alright, you can also trigger on the nerve sensation, nerve conduction by pressing down, it can trigger some of those tic actions. It does actually help to release. You can have a vagus nerve stimulation, and you're obviously going at the moment into some seizure activity. so we're getting some contractions in the top. Current time is 9:43. We'll be going into tonic-clonic seizures shortly, most likely. Moves the bear out of the way. It's alright, sweetie. Heart rate, oxygen is 94. Dropping down a little bit. Dyan's going into a contraction of a seizure, tonic-clonically at the moment, upper torso. Head is on a right axial tilt. Current time is 9:42. Oxygen stats are at 95%. Heart rate's at 59 beats per minute. Oxygen concentrator is prepared in case of an oxygen drop further to a lower level. Mild contraction in the right hand. Feet are okay. Still getting upper body. Oxygen stats at 96. Heart rate's at 56. Full tensile on the right arm. Contractions coming through on the left, so we get double focalized dystonia, both left and right. Contractions coming through left foot, particularly right toes are fully in flexation and dorsiflexion backwards. Contraction through the left glenohumeral joint. Both deltoids are in prolongation, and we've got contraction. Okay, bye-bye. Difficulty with the breathing. I'm around, girlfriend. Just going to pump some O2 through. Where's it go? Contractions that relates to tonic-clonic seizures concluded in that set. So we're going to be having some in and outs of multiple tonic-clonic seizures. Contraction through back trapezius. I might have some difficulty with dysphagia and swallowing at the moment, so keep an eye on that. We need to move into recovery. Both feet are inturned, coming through from the hips, so the hip flexors. Both knees are knocking. Cross with the figure 4 position, which is the arm going across the chest at this stage. Release. Second seizure concluded 9:44. Hello, darling. I'm right here. Oxygen stats are at 98% on a level 3 oxygen concentrator. Heart rate's at 50. We'll probably drop into alerts in a moment. That's heart alarm going at 49. This is the first level alert. Dyan's actually in a syncope, vasovascular syncope at the moment, not being aware. Oxygen stats are at 98. We've got heart rate down at 47 at the moment. Contractions into third seizure, 9:45. Both legs intern flex coming from the hips, knees, contractions. So this is the tonic-clonic seizures that she's getting. Just coming out of that 50 range, we're up to 52 and should be relaxing in a moment. Good girl. So we've had several seizure sets happening. Blepharism in the face. Hey, sweetie. Your heart rate's just a little bit low at the moment. You're on oxygen. You're okay. Just been having some seizures. Full tonic-clonic seizure. 9:47. $9.47, 5 milligrams a mil, midazolam. Seizure, 9:47. You're breathing, aren't you, baby? Let's go. Good girl. Times 9:48. Just relax there. It's alright. Just get some big deep breaths in for me, eh? Heart rate's down at 47. Oxygen stats are sustained with the oxygen concentrator at level 3 throughput, 98%. Current time's 9:48. Come on, baby. You're doing really well. Come on. Needs to go. No cyanosis. No acetone. Come on. Contraction of second finger right hand. 46, 44 heart rate. Seizure again, 9:49. Hey Google, set timer 10 minutes.
Got it. 10 minutes. And that's starting now.
Just preventing the arm from doing any damage above. You stay there. Stay there. Yeah, it's a go. Just need you slowing your breathing down with me. It's alright. Slow your breathing, baby. Alarms are off, so we know that we're in range. Looks like we're going to be going in and out. Oxygen stats are great at 99%, reducing down to a level 2 throughput. Heart rate's at 48, 47 flapping still. Hey, sweetie. Darling, I'm right here, darling. You're going to be okay. If you have any chest pain, just touch your hand to your chest so that I know. Just trying to give her a verbal prompt so that if there's any chest pain with cardiac, then we can give some GT and nitrolingual spray as well. Come on, sweetie. Heart rate's at 45. Oxygen stats are at 98%. So level 2 throughput on the oxygen concentrator is fine for oxygen levels, however the heart's just playing up a little bit. Come on, sweet babe. Respiration rates are fine. Current time is 9:51 PM. I've set a countdown timer on Google Home Automation just to see how she responds to the midazolam and whether I need to do another dosage of that. Gorgeous, you're coming back to me, Amy? Your heart's just playing silly buggers a little bit, and I'm just going to bring you up. See if we can increase your heart rate and blood pressure a little bit, eh? There we go. That's what we want. 51, 50. We're still in range. Come on. A bit more blood pressure. A bit more elevation of the head will actually help a little bit in this case. Oxygen stats are 98. Heart rate's at 54. Come on. How's my girl? Still getting some ticks? 46, 45, 44. Come on. Hey, sweetie. Your heart's playing city buggers with me at the moment. Do you have any chest pain at all, Dyan? Heart rate's at 44 at the moment. Oxygen stats are perfect at 99. They're sustaining themselves under the oxygen concentrate. It's currently 952. Come on. Hello, my girl. No, you know that I'm here. Your heart's just playing silly buggers. Just touch your hand to your chest if you've got chest pain, so that I know. If you have any chest pain, touch your hand to your chest. Otherwise, I'm here. This will come around soon, okay? Just slow, nice deep breaths for me. Nice deep breaths. You'll be okay, Bubba. I love you. Doing real well. That's the girl. Good. Let's fill up the oxygen. I can see your effort there to open up. Get into the lower. Oxygen stats are good at 99. Heart rate's at 45. 46. Come on. Tics. $47. Hello, Max. You can hop off there, darling. Good boy. Hey, sweetie. I'm just going to have a squeeze of your arm. Just doing blood pressure reading on your right arm at the moment. It's okay. The alarms you can hear is just your heart's a little bit low for me. You just need your heart to increase, thanks. Come on, well, you can do this. Okay, blood pressure is 104/63, 46 for the pulse. Below 50 is normally a MET team call, but we don't have a MET team here. We have Matt. We have a Matt team. Alright, heart rate's back up. Thank you for playing. 55. Good girl. What are you doing? You a bit cold, sweetie? That's okay. Don't mind that. Good girl. You probably have a bad taste in your mouth from the midazolam. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I know. Sucky, isn't it? Heart rate's back up to 63. Oxygen stats are 97. That's okay. Current time is 9:55. There was a bit of vocalization ticking as well as stim ticking with the arms. Hey, kitten. We've got some ticking going on, everything, hey? Okay, can we not play with the oxygen lead? Thank you very much. Oxygen stats are great, 98. Heart rate's at 97, but dropping down a little bit now. Feel we might have a bit of fluctuation. Bit of arrhythmia. We're getting some oromandibular jaw. You can see the left jaw thrust action coming through. Now she's already had some and a cranial tilt, so a cranial axial tilt with the heads on the slight angle at the same time as that. So it's oromandibular, cranial tilt on axial tilt. Blepharism is still engaged with the right eyebrow and eyelid. Oh, boo boo. Oxygen stats at 98, heart rate's at 52. Come on, kitten. Come on. Hello, you. Yeah, I know. You're going to feel a bit sore. Your body is being a right little turd at the moment. It's not wanting to play very nicely, is it? No. I'm here. It's okay. I'm right here. Careful with the bruxism. I don't want you grinding your teeth in that way, please. See if we can control. That's okay. I'm right here. I'm right here. Oxygen stats are at 98. Heart rate's at 59. Yawns, yes, please. We want the yawns. It tells me that we're relaxing. Countdown timer is 2 minutes to go. I can take that off if you want to try without for a bit. You want to try without for a bit?
Ow.
There we go. Let's just take that off. Yeah, you don't need oxygen in your eyeballs. Oxygen stats are sustained without oxygen concentrated. We're still at 98%. That's brilliant. That's what we want. Heart rate's at 62, 61. Come on, let's get you up a little bit further. I'm going to put a pillow behind your head. Come on. Which hurts, Bubba? The pillow hurts. You want to sit up a bit more? What's you need?
I look comfortable to
Well,
you.
actually, no, you don't.
You're such an asshole. I've been through some shit. I've been through some shit.
You have been through some shit.
Since I was a kid.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So many times.
Are we back?
I've been through some shit.
Okay. Welcome back.
Just ask my nice family.
Alright, disengaging timer, 25 seconds left on the timer. That was a 10-minute count timer for
For what?
midazolam. I gave you some midazolam vehicle down your left side.
Yucky. Why
You might
would
have
you
some
do
yucky.
that? I don't like
Because
that.
you were having multiple tonic-clonic
It's
seizures.
unnecessary.
Status epilepticus is not an unnecessary thing. 5-minute alert when you have continual status epilepticus means we have to go to the next level, and for us, it's ASMs.
I'm not going to hospital.
No, that's why we have medications that we can apply ourselves here in home.
No hospital.
Say no to hospital, kids. Okay.
I still have to pay the ambulance bill. Insurance.
Okay, you actually have HBF, so that gives you emergency hospital cover.
I have to pay for that.
I know.
If I lived in Queensland, I wouldn't.
That's right. There's different things in different
It's
states.
Australia.
I know. One of our UK followers who is actually planning on coming over to
Stupid.
Australia soon, in the comments, we're giving some information on travelling. If you are travelling from overseas, there are some interconnected relationships between healthcare between certain countries like New Zealand and Australia and the UK. But be mindful what your insurance does actually cover, because ambulances are very expensive and depending on each state, and some don't have reciprocal agreements.
$1,600.
Well, it's actually about $1,200, and it can be
No.
$600 for a pensioner. But if you're overseas,
No.
they can be charging you more. Even just a call-out fee can be charging you.
It's gone up.
Gone up again? My
It's
goodness me!
1,600.
I should get a job as an ambulance driver. Get my own ambulance.
16.
We could be like an Uber for ambulances.
It's $1,600.
Yeah.
full
Oxygen
price.
stats are stable at 97%. Heart rate's at 55.
It's 16.
Hmm.
1,600 now.
Okay. What's even more for people who come from overseas, and when they have to pay for healthcare.
It's $800 for us if I didn't have insurance.
Hmm. How are you feeling?
Dead.
Dead. Okay, you look very alive. Luckily, a bit white.
Wednesday, Adam.
Wednesday Adams look. Max is still playing with his laser light out there.
He's
Lucky I changed the battery
the
on that.
boys are playing and Max is frisky.
He
His
is.
tail looks like this. Like this.
It does, doesn't it?
My eyes went.
Don't do that. That'll actually set you off on a seizure. Please do not do eye tracking. Do not do eye tracking. And because you got OCD, you don't do things in threes.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Sergeant.
The
What do you want
eye
me to do,
tracking.
Sergeant?
Eye
Get
tracking.
down, rat. Give me
The
20
eye tracking exercise can actually set her off into oromandibular,
maggots.
and we don't want her to go into having a dystonic crisis of the
Maggots.
eyeballs. Thanks very much.
Give me 20 maggots.
Are you using a bit of echolalia at the moment?
Guess what, boys? Give me 20 maggots.
I think you've been watching too many marine movies, honey.
Cadet Kelly.
Cadet Kelly, okay.
She's funny.
She is funny.
It's a good movie.
It is indeed.
But guess what?
What?
Those boys, at least they love me.
They absolutely do. Okay, so we're going to take this and just see where you're at. Thank you.
Ow!
I know,
Ear
right?
rape.
All right, 37 on average is what we like. We just continue to go down a little bit.
Well, that's as good as you can expect. What are you expecting? It's me.
It is you. Oops, Maxie's just knocked over the laser light. He's given up on the laser
Are
light.
you sure it wasn't Willow?
No, there was Max. It was a Max attack. Do you have any headaches, sweetie?
Sometimes Willow gets really excited. He's really
He does.
playful now.
Do you have any headache?
I don't know shit.
You don't know shit.
I
Okay.
don't know who I am.
Well, with
anymore.
interception and being autistic, that doesn't help at the best of times. It's okay. Just don't talk. I'm taking your blood pressure. You feel a squeeze of your right arm. Just relax. Slow your breathing down. Just focus on that. Oxygen stats are at 97. Heart rate's at 58 at the moment.
Got the zooming.
Yes. Just relax. Try and open up your eyes for me. And heart rate crash 47 during that. Sweetie? Boop. Wakey wakey. You have any chest pain at all, sweetie? Okay.
What's wrong with you, Max? You
So blood pressure has
started
continued to go back down to her normal sort of level. So she is actually at a high
You
incline.
started
91 over 58. Heart rate is at 49 at the moment, as you can see here. Now,
Max,
that
if you
range
started,
of 85
finish
to
it, bloody
90
boy.
over 50 to 65 is what we expect is normal, but she is quite elevated, so it is actually higher. So I imagine if I took her down low, both heart rate and blood pressure would drop even further. So we're going to keep her more upright for a while.
Ew, upright.
Yes, we are. Your nausea has settled down. We've all been down to try.
I have
problems?
no little noise yet, and I'm angry because it's 10 o'clock and it's nearly bedtime.
It is actually bedtime. It's
Not
well past
happy.
bedtime.
No, it's not. 10:30 is my bedtime.
Okay, you got a little bit of time
Guess
left.
what?
What?
It's only 8:30 before.
Where did time go? It is actually 10:06 p.m. and
When
it is
did this start?
Friday the 20th of June. Well, we've been going now for an hour and 23 minutes because you just keep going in and out, and you've had everything today. You have had vascular syncope, which is with your heart rate drop. So you're passing out and your heart rate drops at the exact same time. You have had dystonic crisis, so multiple dystonia events, including focalized dystonia, generalized dystonia, axial tilt dystonia, and oromandibular and blepharism and bruxism.
Oh,
You've had multiple
can
tonic-clonic
I get
seizures,
a good day one day?
and you've obviously had a bit of oxygenation saturation drops, which we've maintained well with the oxygen concentrator this time. We are still working with respiratory to get hold of oxygen cylinders, because sometimes these crises, her oxygen levels drop down massively.
Yeah.
Tics and Tourette's after these
Cowboy.
events as post-ictal, I expect, so that's not a problem there. That'll be quite on the go for an hour or two.
Cowboy.
The heart rate drops I'm not terribly happy with at this time of the day and night. So your heart's not doing very well with the bowel medications, and that's what we'll take to the gastroenterology team on Monday when I meet with them, because they're going to have to monitor very closely and have alerts around you. So we'll have crash teams on standby as we do met calls and things, because we can't have these sort of levels. I know you don't, but you know you need the procedure. So we're going to work through it to make sure it's optimized.
What's gonna kill me first anyway?
It's okay. We're going to get through this. I'll bribe you, as I always do.
No,
Yeah.
that doesn't even work because I'm that scared.
It's okay. That'll be there the
All
whole
I
time.
need is pajamas for
Pajamas for Poppy.
Poppy,
Okay.
and she's going to like.
And Sarah's coming too. Alright, and I'll be coming as well. Guys, hopefully you'll be coming
They
along
have
as
to
well.
put
Make
up
sure you
with it.
subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can see what happens coming forward. We've got a lot of medical
There's
procedures,
beds for them.
clinics and things to happen in the near future. If you've got comments, questions, ideas and suggestions, leave them below. It has been a long one tonight, but it's been a long event and it's still not over yet. Like I said, I'm going to be monitoring Dyan throughout the night. Probably not going to get much sleep. We'll have the seizure detection device. Dyan, where are you going? Come back. I expect to see a heart rate drop. It's now down to 54. Oxygen stats are okay, 96, 53, and dropping for the heart rate as she goes. So that's Ragdoll. Syncope. Hello. Guys, we are going to love you and leave you. I can't keep going with this video all that long, but you've seen what it's like. Unfortunately, I could be doing this for hours more. Obviously, if certain thresholds get reached, then I'll be calling an ambulance. I don't have any support staff with me tonight, so this is me. So, yeah, fingers crossed. Wish me luck. However we go. Heart rate is at 55. Oxygen stats are at 94% saturations and dropping as well. Hello. Do you want to say goodbye to the people? We're saying goodbye to them.
Oh,
We're saying goodbye to the people.
okay.
Okay. Yawns are good. Alright guys. Thanks very much for being around. See you soon. Bye.